I thought, why not just fill this little tray with nice topsoil, and then what you do is you take one of your cups, your growing medium cups, and you basically work it down in here, you know, so the soil is just about as deep as the cup is tall, and so you work these down in there, you know, and then what you do is you put enough soil in them, and you plant your seeds, and then you know, put a little more soil on top to cover the seeds so they'll germinate, and then you water the whole thing just like a nursery operation would. And when they are tall enough to be removed out of this, which means, you know, the roots will start coming out of one of these pots, what you do, say you have a plant here and it's maybe this tall, so you go, aha, it's time to transplant it. Now all you do is you pull it out of here, and it may have some roots dangling from it, but that's about all the damage that you do. And then you go over to your hydroponic or your aquaponic, or like right here, floating raft setup, and you just drop it in, and the plant should just take off. Now there's no transplanting involved. Time to do a little update on how planting the cabbage worked. Now I have to confess, I got a little ahead of myself here, and I've already pulled the cabbage out of here and put it in the greenhouse in the aquaponic setup. But anyway, if you remember, we started here, and I planted some cabbage right in here with these little grow cups, and they did grow. They did really well. So let's go down to the main greenhouse, where I've already put them in the aquaponic setup, and we'll show you how they look, how it worked. It worked really good. Okay, so here are those cabbage plants, as you can see. I hope the light's good enough in here. As you can see, there's 3 rows of them, 1, 2, 3, and they're doing quite well. Let's see if we can get a better shot down here. Yeah, there you go. See how they're doing pretty good? Seems to work, so we'll let those grow and see how it all turns out later on. Well, it is the 9th of June today, and these broccoli, cabbage, I'm sorry, I planted these cabbage in here, if you recall, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, and I thought I'd come out and show you how they're growing. If you can see, they really like this aquaponics thing, hydroponics, whatever you want to call it. Now here's one that isn't doing very well. And I found that out, that sometimes when the plants don't do well, they just never do. I'm not sure why, I guess birth defect kind of things, I don't know what you'd call it. But and then here's one with a stray tomato plant in there. I've got to pull that out. That ain't gonna work. So let's pull that guy out of there, and we'll figure out a place to put him. I've got good places over there. But anyway, I just thought I'd let you show you here. The cabbage, it's growing well. And then there's these other things over there, there's peas and other things I just threw in here. And they're doing quite well too. Now this is something that you want to see. There was one video I did a while ago on transplanting cabbage. And look how that's growing. This stuff is really going. And then something else here to notice, the one that I said isn't doing well, then they don't do well. They just stay like they are. And that's kind of illustrating that I guess it will eventually do something. I thought I would come in here and show you a little bit about how this cabbage is doing. Here it is right here. As you can see, the cabbage really likes living here in this greenhouse. Now I put a little shade cloth up here. Maybe that helps, maybe not, but anyway, it's doing quite well. And as you can see, this is an aquaponics setup. So there it is so far. Now, in a little bit, I'm going to put some more broccoli over here where these holes are, and maybe some over here, and we'll see how the two get along together and how they grow in here. The 3rd of June, and I haven't updated you on the cabbage. that I planted out here, well, I can't remember when, but anyway, look at that. This stuff is really growing, and again, this is in aquaponics. This is a floating raft system. Comes out of that pond over there, and then. But look at that. This is really doing well, and this is just plain old cabbage. And I'm going to be putting the Romanesque right here next to it, or the broccoli or something here. We'll see what happens. But still have plenty of room to put some more stuff. Thought I'd also show you a quick update on the cabbage that I've got down here. As you can see, the cabbage was growing well. It's still growing well, except I've had infestations of these little green caterpillars. They're about an inch long. I don't see one here at the moment, but they've just been tearing these things to pieces. But they're still healthy and they're still growing, so they like the aquaponics. Well, it's August the 3rd today, and I thought I'd give you a little look at the cabbage, how it's doing. It seems as though the little green bugs have kind of subsided, and it's cooling off a little bit in here now. So as you can see, it's doing quite well. You can see the cabbage is starting to ball up. So it really likes this hydroponics. And you kind of look underneath there. But except for the little holes, which it's getting over, it's doing really well. They're growing quite well. Let me back up a little bit so you can see it. Now that's where I planted those cabbage plants a while ago. And again, this is a floating raft system. As you can see, there's the water.